She was the chair of the Anchorage Assembly, and now Suzanne LaFrance wants to be the city's next mayor. In our special series, Behind the Ballot, we talk one-on-one with each of the 10 candidates to learn more about them as people, their vision and goals for the city of Anchorage, and how they plan to get the job done. When Suzanne LaFrance thinks about why she loves Anchorage, jumper cables come to mind.
As someone who grew up here in Alaska, I always think about how we always had jumper cables in our car. And if there was someone pulled over by the side of the road or hood up, we'd stop and give them a jump. Or if we were pulled over, someone would stop and give us a jump. And how people really care about each other.
Suzanne believes that culture of looking out for one another and stopping to help is what's unique about the city she wants to lead. Her family came to Alaska in the 60s. She and her husband made Anchorage home, and now they're raising their 3 children here. Over the years, Suzanne has worked in both the private sector in the telecommunications industry and in local government, serving on the Anchorage Assembly.
I believe having that experience in both helps me to approach our challenges at the municipal level in a way where, I can start work immediately towards providing those basics and restoring competence, but also building this better future for our community.
I asked Suzanne more about those basics, starting with Anchorage's housing shortage.
We know that housing is a big factor, and it keeps people from moving here, it keeps people from staying here. I believe that we can do more with tax incentives, right, to promote housing units being built. We can leverage municipal assets, whether it's land that the municipality owns. We can cut red tape.
Another big priority of Suzanne's, if she's elected mayor, is helping the homeless, getting them off the street and providing the care they need.
We've got to have shelter. Shelter is intended to be short-term, right? Housing is the solution. And some folks will need supports along with that housing as well. It means working with stakeholders, working with agencies to ensure that people have access to mental health supports, access to substance misuse treatment.
Suzanne says when it comes to being a winter city and dealing with snow on the streets, it all comes down to being prepared.
First of all, we have to have enough operators, and that number has been reduced through the years. And we also know that the muni positions just aren't competitive. Second, we've got to have the equipment too. And doing an audit of what the municipality has and has access to is really important, because if we don't have the right equipment, then I'm prepared to bring a bond forward for the voters to decide on that, and so that we can ensure that we have the correct equipment and gear to do the job. And then finally, coordination with the state, as we've seen, is absolutely essential. I would add a fourth one, and that's communication. Communicating with members of the public so everyone understands the expectations.
Speaking from experience, Suzanne insists communication is also key when working with the Assembly.
You have to show that you've got a good, competent plan and unite people around that vision. And I think that once we do that, and I'll be a mayor who certainly prioritizes compromise and collaboration and working together to get to that place so we can move forward.
And we wrapped up our interview right back where we started.
I do go back to the whole jumper cable analogy, and how I believe, in our heart of hearts, we do want to help each other and be this strong, vibrant community, and that there's a lot of excitement, about our future and what we can do.
Ballots will be mailed to Anchorage voters March 12th. In addition to the race for mayor, voters will also be deciding on several assembly and school board seats and 9 propositions. The deadline to return your ballot, April 2nd.